Today I'm going to be talking about a super creepy, impossible, disgusting father-daughter duo. Patrick Getchell, or at justadadandhisladybug on TikTok, is a dad who mainly posts about his daughter, Sarah, on his TikTok account. Now, it's always good to love your kids and treat them right, but this dad clearly crosses the line in multiple ways, which I'll be talking about in this video. How this father-daughter duo blew up was over this post that shows the dad giving his 21-plus-year-old daughter a purity ring, which is a ring that promises that you won't have sex till marriage, keeping yourself pure.
I am about to give Sarah a purity ring, but I'm going to do it in a very special way. I am actually going to make it look like a marriage proposal. Now, don't get the wrong idea. It's not a marriage proposal, okay? This is just... I'm very grateful that she has remained pure to this point and is continuing to remain pure, and I want to give this to her as a sign that I'm proud of her. But there it is. She's going to love it. Okay, so let's go get Sarah, okay? Sarah, I need you to get up, honey.
Okay.
Just don't worry about it.
Yeah. Okay. I was trying to read a book.
Yes?
What are you doing?
You're about to find out.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, listen. First of all, okay, you're 20 years old.
Duh.
Okay. And most kids your age are not pure, have not remained pure.
Sad but true.
Well, I want to thank you for remaining pure.
Okay.
Okay? And I want to give you something.
What?
I want to give you something.
Okay.
Okay? So, Sarah.
Yeah. What are you doing? What? What is this?
Sarah, will you wear this ring as a sign and a promise to God and to me to remain pure until the day you're married?
Yes. That is gorgeous.
Give me your left hand. Okay. This ring will remain on your left ring finger until the day your husband puts another ring there in its place,
Okay.
as a sign that you will remain pure.
Nice.
I love you.
I love you too.
My sweet girl.
Nice. I like it.
You can see why I call this creepy and why it's blown up recently as well. Using a weird marriage proposal on one knee method to give your daughter this ring is just really creepy. Also, the entire unedited video is just really weird. It's like a found footage horror film, I'm not gonna lie. The video is reacted to by JD Delay, a popular ex-convict TikToker who talks about and exposes bad or weird people on the internet.
I am about to give Sarah a purity ring, but I'm going to do it in a very special way. I am actually going to make it look like a marriage proposal.
Just so y'all know, Sarah is his daughter.
Sarah.
Yeah. What are you doing? What? What is this?
Sarah, will you wear this ring as a sign and a promise to God and to me to remain pure until the day you're married?
Yes.
Is it just me, or was there something incredibly off with that? I mean, this dude has a whole account called Just a Dad and His Ladybug, and he set that thing to private. I guess because I'm not the only one who finds this incredibly weird and like, I'm legitimately concerned for this young girl. Am I off base here? Is this just like a different family dynamic that I've never seen before? What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments. Oh, remember this guy?
Sarah, will you wear this ring as a sign and a promise to God and to me to remain pure until the day you're married?
I understand this is no shade on this girl, but look at this. Dad bought her these dresses for their dates. Their daddy-daughter dates. What? So one of the most common tactics for somebody is buying them expensive things, and this dad is literally buying her dresses to be able to dress her the way that he wants her when he takes her out on dates, just the two of them. Buying her an expensive ring to signify that she won't sleep with anyone until she's married, but then giving it to her in a marriage proposal style. And maybe it's just me, but I feel like there's gratuitous amounts of touching going on every time that these two make a video together. Well, here's where the plot thickens even more. The dad has a brother who is a registered child who lived with this family for a couple of years. And letting somebody who did that live in the same quarters as your children just lets me know that you don't really think there was anything wrong with what they did. And I'm going to be real honest here. If I were to draw somebody who fit the category of a chomo, I would be drawing this dude every single time. He checks every single box. The more that I learn about this family, the more concerned I'm becoming about this poor little girl.
Our age gap relationships now.
Oh, that's true.
Lots of them.
Yeah.
But, you know, and that's fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
Age is just a number. But
Yeah.
this is my...
A purity ring, if you don't know, is something that religious people use to basically, it's kind of, I guess, in a way to constantly remind yourself, like, oh, I'm wearing this ring and I kept this promise with Dad and God that I wouldn't have sex. From what I've heard, Christians do use this. I've heard of these, but I've never seen anyone actually, use these. The execution of this entire thing was what made it creepy. Talking about intimacy with your older daughter is weird in general, as the man of the house, but to also go on your one knee and act like this is a huge ordeal is also really creepy. I'm going to put this person down in the description below, as I want to thank them for what they did. They have a lot of archived stuff. Like, the video wasn't specifically for archiving purposes, it was for just talking about this situation. Shout out to Lone Wolves Club. They'll be in the link in the description below. I guess they talked about this because these people are, supposedly heavy Christians and such. She talks about Christians a lot in her videos, so maybe that's why she talked about these people. But anyway, thanks to her, I got some clips and stuff that I would not be able to find without her, or not be able to have, because they are deleting accounts very quickly. Their book account, which I talk about later, is gone. Like, I can't even find it. A bunch of stuff is just disappearing left and right. They keep deactivating stuff, which I go into later. But I just want to shout her out right now and explain, some stuff is from her, and I want to thank her for it. But I'm going to be going over the picture that she has, which is a screenshot of the brother's registry. And so basically, this dude is 47 years old. His name is David J. Getchell, and he goes by DJ. The photo was took in 2019. That was whenever it was last updated, I guess. So it's been 5 years since he got his photo took. He probably needs to, update that. But I don't know exactly what this is down here. I don't know this big old word. I can't even figure out how to say it. But this is 3/15/2000. So what I'm guessing is that that's whenever he got, sentenced or everything got finalized. What he actually got here is felonious SA, victim under 16. Some other information is missing because she has to, I guess it was too personal for YouTube. Maybe it's his address. That might be what it is, because you have to have your address on these type of things. Oh my goodness, that can end very poorly. But yeah, she also talks about in here, she didn't claim this or anything, but she talks about how sometimes mental illnesses are spread through the family, and how possibly the dad could be a part of it. She didn't say that directly. She was people have talked about this, and then she just reciprocated that conversation. I want to reciprocate that back to you all. I'm not saying exactly that, but I wonder, do you think this type of mental illness or this type of behavior does trickle down into the family, the rest of the family? Is this dude just the odd one out, or is he the only one that got caught? What about the dad and all that in the family? What made them this way? Because apparently this dad's a weirdo, and then this dude is a caught weirdo, a caught legally weirdo. So it's just interesting to me. And yeah, I just wanted to show that. Shout out to her. She'll be linked in the description below. Thank you very much, Lone Wolves Club. Also, she also says that the other brother, because he talks about having two brothers later on, is also possibly a part of the registry as well. So this is just getting absurd and incredibly dangerous. And apparently one of these dudes lived. Well, I'm guessing it was David, because this is the only one that we know about so far. David apparently is the one that was living with her, which is insane. Also, to add really quickly, if the charge was with a family member, I'm pretty sure it would say, but it does not. But there possibly could have been something happening at home. I just kind of wanted to add that really quick because I forgot to mention that. But what makes having this brother around worse than just on top of the weird behavior and the possibility of something going on between the daughter, dad, and brother is the fact that Patrick also has a young, last time I heard, 13-year-old son. And JD DeLay was right. Letting someone stay around means that you don't think what they did was wrong, and you're basically defending their actions. But on top of that, having kids around these type of people just makes it seem like you support that type of stuff and those type of actions. It also makes it look like you love your kids in a different way. There are more videos of them acting a little too close and the dad even buying her dresses to wear for him during their dad and daughter dates. It's actually such weird and outrageous behavior that I can't even think of what to say to this guy or about him or this situation. The guy is just simply a weirdo. There's a theory going on that the dad is actually the one who changes her style and buys all of her clothes. On top of that, he bought her two-piece bikinis and other revealing clothing like some of the dresses that he got her. And he also took pictures of her in this stuff, mainly for Instagram, but still, it's still pretty weird. You can also kind of see it in her eyes during some of the posts and TikTok lives where she's with her dad. It looks like there's just no happiness, and it looks like there's just dread and sadness in her eyes. And they are constantly and uncomfortably touching each other. And the dad gives these weird stares, like, these TikTok lives are outrageous and so uncomfortable to watch. I cannot emphasize it enough. The dad also has a Facebook and Instagram where he posts multiple posts about his daughter that are pretty sketchy on Instagram and also go into odd detail about his life and how much he, quote, loves his daughter. I only have Instagram posts here, but one of the posts says, "Today is my birthday. Traditionally is a day for others and myself to celebrate me. However, today, on the day I have turned 43, I want to celebrate everyone else in my life who has made it so much better. Let's start with my mom. Growing up, she made sure I had a loving home and did, guess he meant best, to give me the best childhood possible. We never had a lot, but I knew I was loved and we did have some amazing memories. Right after that, there's my dad. Days like today, I miss him even more. He was such a kind and loving and generous man. I model myself after his example, which is, what? Oh, really? Do you really? Like, did your dad act like this too? I hope he is proud of the man I've become. I miss you, Dad, and I love you so much." Next is both my brothers. Although we fight and squabble a lot, I love them both. I cannot imagine not having brothers. They have both taught me a lot. They may annoy me at times, but they are both super important to me, and I am so glad to have them in my life. These people have all helped shape me to who I have become, and I love them all. The most important people in my life are these three. My wife, I can't remember her name, is like Patty or something, or Becky. I actually can't remember. It's censored here. But it goes on to say, "Is my greatest supporter and the person who will always stand behind me. My son, who will always be censored. His face is censored. His name is censored. For his sake. My son, blank, my bonk bro," which is, I have no idea what that means. "Sweet and loving personality has helped me see what being a truly kind person is all about. I love him so much. Then there is my daughter Sarah, my best friend. I know I am always saying how much she means to me, but I don't think anyone realizes why. Sarah is the one person in my life who has never stopped believing in me. She is the one person who understands me completely. She's always there when I need a hug or a kick in the A. Sarah's my rock. She shows me what it means to be there for someone completely. She's the first person I call when I need someone to talk to because she knows me so well. She can also tell exactly what I am thinking. That is why we are the dream team." I just don't think you should be talking that much about your mental health and stuff. Like, go get a therapist. Don't put that on your kids. That's kind of a not so great move. I feel like that greatly affects your kids in ways. Just don't do that. The next Instagram post says, "Okay, so I had to make this post because I feel really lucky to have such an amazing family. My wife of nearly 22 years who supports me 100% and keeps me pushing forward even when I feel like quitting. She is the sweetest and kindest soul I know. There is my 21-year-old daughter, Sarah. In a lot of ways, she is wiser and more mature than others her age, but still has a childlike quality to her because she sees the world like a child and doesn't let crap affect her." A very odd sentence. I've heard that line a lot. She's mature for her age. I've heard that a lot. She is my rock too. She never has a problem telling me when I'm being an idiot and is willing to straighten me out on occasion when I start feeling overwhelmed. But last but definitely not least, there is my 13-year-old son, my gaming buddy, my bonk bro. The way that he sees life as one fun game just helps me remember that no matter what you have, to just have fun. Life is too short to be grumpy or anxious or stressed. My family has helped me be the man I am. Which, if you can't tell, in the past 2 posts, the wife gets like a sentence or 2, and then the daughter just gets an entire paragraph or 2. There's also another post here saying, one of the most special young women ever at her Instagram. My lovely sweet daughter. She is such a beautiful woman inside and out. She inspires me to be the best I can because I want to show her how a godly man is supposed to act so she can recognize it in her future husband. Fathers should be an example for their children. Be a doer, not just a sayer. Then the tags were something that people really did not like here because it says hashtag Christian men, hashtag Christian father, hashtag I love my daughter, hashtag best daughter ever, hashtag daddy's little girl, hashtag daddy's princess. One of the biggest points that you can get from this stuff, or that I at least got from this stuff, is that he is unhealthily obsessed with his daughter. Making people, whether it's your significant other or kid, the center of your happiness will only leave you sad and miserable. That's why you have hobbies or friends or just stay alone or end it all. And this dude is a huge emotional person as seen in these points and just shouts it out online, so I can definitely see him being a sensitive weirdo that's super hard to be around and just overall insufferable. People are saying they have multiple accounts and eras, such as a nature account called Daddy's Nature Girl, where Sarah loved nature. Then there was the dad's reptile account, a Christian account, and a family account. These are just over the years. He's tried multiple ways to, I guess, be on social media. And all of these accounts either get deleted or abandoned. He makes shirts as well, and one of the shirts says, quote, "Yes, I'm a crazy daughter, but not yours. I'm the property of freaking awesome dad. He was born in April, he has anger issues, and a serious dislike for stupid people. Mess with me, the beast in his will awake, and they'll never find your body. Yes, he bought me this shirt." On top of the bad grammar and the shirt being just cringe in general, it's also on Redbubble, one of the worst places you can get clothes from. Like, it's actually terrible quality. But to go on, it makes him look pretty territorial, and he acts like he owns his daughter. Like, this is a 21-year-old girl he's talking about. Patrick and Sarah have also made a book called Firebound Harmony, Princess and Dragon United, and one of the topics in this book is forbidden love. Quote, "If the princess and the dragon form a bond, it can be seen as forbidden by their respective societies, adding tension and drama, which only adds fuel to the Alabama fire, but it also just seems not to be a coincidence with everything going on and said in this video." The book was also supposedly written by AI, and the cover looks like it was definitely made by AI as well.
Excuse my appearance, I'm in the closet, my kids are sleeping, but I read half the book, and I say half the book because I could not get through the whole thing. I could barely get through that half without feeling like I was losing brain cells. The cover photo is so schmexualized, I was nervous, but that character, there's nobody that looks like her in the book. Unless it's at the very end, but I doubt it. There's a lot of misspellings and poor grammar. It was very, very hard to read. Very, very hard to read. I also hate fantasy, so that was like one of the reasons I was like, oh, about reading it. And I tried to understand what was going on, but they would mix characters up. And wouldn't you know, one of the biggest themes in the book is how amazing her dad is, the character. How amazing the character's dad is. He was a king, and he was just so amazing. Look at this excerpt. Yeah. I picked up a book about heart arrhythmias because I was so painfully numbed in the mind that I felt I needed some knowledge.
He's also made 3 songs, 2 on his own and 1 with his daughter. They're all bad, all very, very bad. They're all just about love, really. One is called Choose Love, which is about loving others and not being hateful. It's a country-like song, but the voice lines suck. Like, the mixing is just overall terrible. I think I would actually rather listen to Taylor Swift. Another song is called This Is My Life. This song is just talks about his wife and like their love story, I guess, for once showing his wife some love online. He doesn't wear his wedding ring at all, actually, which people have like pointed out, which I think is pretty interesting. I don't know what he does for work, but it doesn't look like he does anything where he needs to take off his ring. But this song is also bad, and if I was his wife, I'd divorce him just over this song alone. Then there's a song called My Sweet Baby Girl, his first song that is a lullaby and rap mix. Little creepy? Yes. But what underground artist isn't a creep? One questionable lyric that comes from the song My Sweet Baby Girl is, quote, "And now the time has almost come for you to start a family. I see a house with a yard and a swing in a tree. You holding a baby swing happily. Your happiness shows like flowers in the spring. I see that future. I'm happy too, 'cause I know I'll be there too." Which you can't, like, rhyme two and two together. That was trash. But it can also sound like an incest remark if you are reaching a little. Sarah has responded on TikTok on her own. The response wasn't good or anything, but here it is.
I'm getting tired of all these comments, so I think it's time I speak out for myself. First of all, leave my dad alone. You've already pushed him off of social media. What more do you want? He's not posting with me or even alone, so back off. And for the record, I don't need help. I'm 22 years old. If there was a problem, I would have had it dealt with already. Stop trying to make me a victim. I know most of it's coming from people who have dealt with abuse and see the signs or whatever, and maybe it is coming from a place of concern. There's no need for concern. I assure you I am 100% fine. My dad has never nor will ever do anything to hurt me or anyone in our family. The baseless accusations that these idiot creators have posted are wrong. The stories about me and my past are also wrong. Now I know this video probably won't do much good because most of you have made up your minds and probably think I'm being forced to make this video. But honestly, I really don't care. I spoke the truth, and I chose to make this video myself. I will block anyone who makes any bad comments about my dad, or about me needing help, or in general any comments I don't like, period. And this is the only place that I will ever talk about this, so don't even think about asking in live because mods know to block immediately. I am trying to build my own brand on TikTok since Dad has decided to step away and focus on other things, so I'm moving on. And anybody that doesn't want to follow is more than welcome to leave. This is my account, and any drama will be stomped out. This is a place for having fun and spreading positivity. Negativity has no place here, so move on. I'm sorry this was so long, but I had to get that off my chest. I will see everyone in live tonight, and remember to stay positive and have an amazing day.
One of the key points here that I wanted to call out was that she tries to say that the allegations are baseless. But if she watched something like the JD Delay video on the topic, then she'd see that these are not baseless allegations here. Also, sometimes you just have to take a step back and look at the situation yourself. Even if you are in it, you should take a step back, look at the overall view, and, assess it yourself. Because why are y'all weirdly close in all these TikTok lives and touching a lot in those or videos? The vibes are really bad in all of these, and the weird eye contact just seems really weird. The book also just adds on more to all these allegations. While looking at clips of the live streams and just the TikToks in general, I literally cringe and have to look away when seeing them being weirdly intimate with each other. And I'm not usually that way, but it's so bad and it's so obvious. It's super weird and predatory behavior, and when called out about it, the dad just privated his account and I think deactivated it. He had an account or two, like one of his own and a family account, I think, and he deactivated both. When you try to go find the family account, the Dream Team family account, I couldn't find it. I tried to look at a video that was linked to it, and the account was just gone. And I know that Just a Dad and his Ladybug account is private from the JD Delay video, but the others I don't know about. I think some YouTube channel videos were also deleted from what I've seen, and from other stuff I've seen, they just keep deleting accounts and such, which is stupid because 1, you lose all the fame and numbers that you got, and 2, they'll find you again, so either way, deleting everything does nothing. They made a response video on TikTok that was 19 minutes long, which on TikTok is just insane. But the main points were touching. It was showing their affection to each other. The 13-year-old son doesn't want to be in videos. The mom is behind the camera and likes to be that way. They talk about boundaries and how they don't really have them, which is a really bad thing. and I mean an extremely bad thing, especially in this situation. This is also where the age is just a number clip comes from. They also never talked about the registered brother or how he lived with them. They never denied that or anything, which is interesting to say the least, and they probably ducked that remark because it's not one of the louder or main points being brought up against them. Any response by Sarah, Patrick, or anyone in this family won't really suffice me or anyone else because there's way too much weirdness going on here, and the responses they have made are just really poor. But social media, views, likes, and followers are an addiction, so he'll most likely unprivate his account and reactivate the other ones after a little while, especially with his multiple attempts of trying different accounts and becoming famous, I guess, or making something work. He is bound to come back to the internet. The daughter, Sarah, still is pretty active on all social media. She goes live on TikTok. She also is just making videos and such, and is trying to, like, go away from all this. I think they tried to say that she was moved or something, or, like, the family moved after this news got big. I don't really know. People are really worried about the daughter and her safety. Even if she's a grown woman, some people still can't get themselves out of bad situations like this. For example, I think we all know of someone or have heard of someone being in a toxic relationship, but staying in it anyway, even though they are an adult. You can also think of abusive relationships and how people are afraid to leave those even when they are an adult and can do, whatever they feel. In my opinion and in my point of view, this looks to me like at least some sort of domestic issue with, I think, the possibilities of incest, grooming, mental manipulation, and other bad stuff that leaves her in a way trapped with her dad. He needs to be investigated, or at least needs to be checked up on by the police and make sure everything is okay at home, maybe check the hard drives and stuff. But if you ask the daughter questions, you'll probably not get anything from her, as it's a mental issue, and anyone in those situations will most likely lie about the... There is a mental disorder with stuff like this called parental enmeshment, which is where the family relationship lacks boundaries and the roles and expectations are confusing. Parents in this are overly and inappropriately reliant on their kids for support, and the kids aren't allowed to be independent or separate emotionally from the parents, which sounds like exactly what's going on in this situation. But now, with everything said, let me know what you all think about this in the comments down below. Personally, I think the more I looked into this, the worse, creepier, and cringier it got. It was a pretty hard look at some of the stuff, like some of the clips of their TikTok lives and just the TikToks that they made and stuff like that. Even just the Instagram posts were very bad. This dad does need to be investigated at least once. I feel bad for the entire family, as it seems like Sarah is a victim of something going on here, and at the very least, it's the enmeshment, because this dude clearly admitted to the parental enmeshment part, which is just terrible, okay? Go to a therapist or something. Don't go talk to your kid. Have boundaries and just be a parent. Quit being like a weirdo. The dad is an emotion-filled dude who's probably hard to deal with. And don't get me wrong, men should be emotional and all that, somewhat. But this dude is over the top, and it's clear that there's an issue going on here that he definitely needs help with. And the mom and 13-year-old son are definitely affected by his actions one way or another. The kid's face is online now, and people are not trying to show the kid's face or his name. They're actually really trying to protect this dude, and I fully respect that. I love that. I love how people are trying to protect this kid. But it's online now. The dad posted it everywhere online, and people are just going to simply look up the dad's name on YouTube and see a few videos at least my video on this topic, and it sucks for everyone involved in this situation. This is what people expect the typical Alabama family to be. But with all that said, thank you for watching. Really, if you watched this far, honestly, thank you. Make sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at PERK3030. I kind of suck at promoting that, but it's always in the link in the description below. I talk on there a lot. I give my opinion on some stuff. I retweet funny stuff or news. But thank you all for the support, really. More videos are on the way. I'm sorry this video came out late, but I'm just going to go ahead and try to get it out as soon as I can. And in the end, I'm PERK30, and good luck to you.
Sarah, you can start blocking.
There's too many at a time. I can't block that fast.
I know, but
Okay.
You know, you can actually speak up and say something, Sarah. You don't
You
have
told
to.
me not to.
I know, but this is our last live, and you know it.
All right. I'm going to say this once and only once. I am not being held hostage. No one needs to free me. I'm not going live because this is a family channel, not my channel. So you people can stop with that.
Easier said. Good job, Sarah. You go, girl.